Hello and welcome to day 2 here at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. I'm Ree Morgan.
And I'm Chris Smith.
And we're here for T3.com, where we've been checking out new phones from the likes of HTC, Sega and Puma, and a little nugget of an exclusive from Motorola. But we'll come back to that, because first off, let's head to HTC, where they launched 3 new phones: the HTC Desire, the HTC Legend, and the HTC HD Mini.
First up, we've got the Android phones.
Yeah, we sneaked off to the back of the convention centre here at Mobile World Congress with 2 of the 3 phones that HTC have announced today. These are the Androids. It's the HTC Legend, which is the follow-up to the Hero, and the HTC Desire, which has a massive Google Nexus One-like 3.7-inch screen. So let's start with the Legend. As you can see, it's got this cracking, beautiful aluminium unibody here. The trackball has been replaced by a trackpad. It's got a 5-megapixel camera with a flash, but the UI has also been tweaked. The Sense UI that HTC have putting on all their Android and Windows mobile phones these days. So now, instead of flicking through the screens, I can just pinch to zoom, and you can see there's a whole bunch of home screens just waiting for me to select the one I want. There's also the FriendStream application, where I can store all my Twitter, all my Facebook and Flickr details in one handy stream. So the HTC Desire is what they're calling the super phone we've all been waiting for. As I mentioned, it's got a 3.7-inch OLED screen, which is absolutely beautiful, and also got the 5-megapixel camera with all of the Sense UI tweaks that I mentioned on the Legend. Now, the good news is both of these phones are going to be out very soon in April across all networks. So if you've got an upgrade coming soon, we'd recommend either of these, the HTC Legend or the HTC Desire.
So once again, HTC have blown our minds with 2 fantastic new additions to its Android portfolio. But it wasn't just Android today. What else did we see, Ree?
No, we also saw a Windows phone from HTC. Unfortunately, it wasn't Windows Mobile Series 7, but it was the HTC HD Mini running Windows 6.5.3. So while Chris has been fondling the Android HTC offerings, I've got this, the HTC HD Mini running Windows Mobile 6.5.3, and it is basically a smaller version of the HTC HD2. So you've got this HTC Sense UI letting you choose your widgets from the scrolling menu down here. As you can see, the screen's smaller. It's now 3.2 inches compared to the HD2's mammoth 4 inches. It's got a 5-megapixel camera. Unfortunately, there's no flash. And like the Androids, it's going to be available in April across all networks. This is the HTC HD Mini.
So what did you reckon to the HD Mini, Ree?
Mixed feelings about the HD Mini. I am a fully fledged Android fan. I love Android, and I really like the way that HTC Sense UI works on the Android phone. And it doesn't really feel like it works as well on Windows Mobile. So mixed bag. I've got mixed feelings about it, but there was bigger news afoot. You managed to bag yourself an exclusive over at the Motorola stand.
Yeah, I headed to a roundtable event at the event this afternoon. Not usually the type of things that garner any excitement or any big stories, but the Motorola VP who was hosting the event had in her hands a Motorola Devour. Now, this phone was only just announced during the Super Bowl a couple of weeks ago, when Megan Fox was the last person to pour it in a steamy bath. I was the next one, so let's have a look at the video.
Hi there, this is Chris Smith for T3.com with an exclusive sneak peek at the Motorola Devour. It's their latest touchscreen and QWERTY device to feature Android and the Moto Blur software. Now, this is coming only to the US on the Verizon network. No news on whether we'll get it in the UK. It's looking unlikely at the moment, but you can see it's got a lovely form factor. It's a slider similar to the Milestone and the Droid that they had over there, and the screen just fits nicely inside the keyboard. The keys seem to be nicely spaced, and the colours pretty nice as well. It's got a 5-megapixel camera like some of the other Motorola phones that we've seen, and the full Moto Blur interactive social networking software as well. So this is it. We might not get it over here in the UK, but it's interesting to have a look at anyway. It's the Motorola Devour.
So did it win you over?
Well, I really liked it. Motorola are bringing out a bunch of really cool Android phones at the moment, and I guess this is another one. It looks mid-range. It looks like it's going to sit around a little bit lower than the Milestone, but it's another QWERTY slider with that blur interface that seems to be working quite well for them. So I'm converted. Yeah, I'm converted.
They're doing they're going to put a big show on here at Mobile World Congress.
They are. They've done really well.
Bringing out the big guns, but I went to like a smaller phone next, where I went to check out the Sega partnership with Puma. It's the first Puma, and we also got an exclusive there because it's going to be the first of many, but this is the first one, so here's the video and check it out. Yes, I'm here on the Segem stand with the Puma phone. Now, was a partnership announced a while ago, but this is the phone in my hand. It's got a solar panel on the back. Now, it is pretty basic, but one of the cool things they have done is added 3 home screens. So here you've got your lifestyle home screen, which has got things like your video on it and your music player. Skip along one, and finally get to your favorite home screen where you can drag and drop widgets. And then finally you've got, obviously as it is a Puma phone, your sport screen. The other thing they've added, which is pretty quirky, is they've given you a little friend called Dylan, which is the Puma that lives on your phone. And you can stroke him, take him for a walk, let him sleep. It is pretty quirky, but it's fun to have around. This is it. It is the Segem Puma phone.
So Puma and phones, really?
It felt like a bit of a chavvy designer phone, like similar to what Samsung did with Adidas. It is very, very basic, but if there are some Puma fanboys out there, then I'm sure they're going to love it. But after that, I went over to Acer. I checked out their first phone running Android 2.1 Eclair. So here it is. It's Acer Liquid E. Yes, Acer have been exhibiting at this year's Mobile World Congress, and one of the exciting things they've got on display is this, the Acer Liquid E, and it's the company's first phone to come running Android Eclair. That's Android 2.1. It's also got a huge screen at 3.5 inches, contending with the likes of the Google Nexus 1. It's also got a handy HDMI port as well as a 5-megapixel camera on the back. It's going to be available hopefully around April in Q2 of this year. This is it. It is the Acer Liquid E.
Well, I certainly prefer that to the Puma, but we've seen a lot of cool stuff over the last couple of days.
Yeah,
haven't we?
a lot of Android, a lot of people doing Android. I think my favourite, if I had to pick one from the show, I'd have to go with the HTCs today. They were pretty impressive, like the HTC Desire and the Legend.
They both look absolutely brilliant. Really continuing where the Hero left off, really, and improving that UI and a much nicer design on both phones this time.
Definitely. Get rid of that trackball, and it's lightning fast.
They are.
Even when we were playing them, they were just so fast. It was ridiculous. So it's nice to see HTC doing well. And Motorola as well. They've put on a good show this year. I think they're pretty impressive. They've got a huge stand, and
they're back.
I think they are. They come back kids, and then also Samsung Wave as well.
Samsung Wave
Interesting to see
good.
what they do with Barda. The first phone they've got running on that is the Samsung Wave. Interesting to see what they're going to do there. But I think it's been a good show all in all.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed.
Well, nothing from Nokia though. Nothing from LG. Nothing from BlackBerry. Is the tide turning? Are those companies struggling to figure out what to do now?
It's nice to get a bit of variety with mobile phones. You know, you can have people have dominated it for so long, so it's nice to see some new players coming in with really fantastic phones. So thumbs up to everyone here. I've had a whale of a time.